Hello fellow Flosstubers, it's Patty here with episode 114. Today is July the 13th, 2020. On today's show I have whips and I have spinning, so sit back and relax, grab your beverage of choice. Water for me. Your craft of choice, and let's chat. How was everybody's week? Mine was good. It was rainy and it was sunny. So right now it is overcast and raining like the dickens. At least it was earlier. I don't know if it still is. I don't quite hear it anymore, so it must not be raining as hard. I had to have the boiler people in this morning at 9:30. He called and said I can come over now, and I'm like, okay, cool. He was supposed to be here Wednesday, but he was able to come early and not tune it up, but fix it. There was another problem. We had a problem with it earlier last month. We had to have the boiler people in, and so this was a different problem, and hopefully, knock on wood, everything will be good until we need the tune-up in the fall. But if it's not one thing, it's another, right? I mean, my son's truck is still in the front yard. It is now not starting at all, so I have no idea what's going on. The hubs went Sunday to Denali Park. He was able to do a little bit of hiking in there, but one of the trails he wanted to go was closed due to animal activity, which means there's a bear there. So the Forest Service had closed that trail because of the bear. At least, I mean, that's usually what it means when they say animal activity. It's usually a bear. So he went for a couple of hours. So I got Saturday morning until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was by myself. It was so nice and peaceful and quiet. And it was, you know, I like when he goes camping. He didn't stay, you know, he only did a day trip, so he was back. But he did find out what was wrong with his truck, and it wasn't actually his truck. It was actually the gas pump that was bad, because he, on Sunday, took the camper and gassed the truck back up again and had no problem gassing up the front gas pump, or the gas tank. So he was really happy about that, knowing that it wasn't him, that it was the gas pump instead. But he was also kind of discouraged that he could have gone camping. Sorry, bad hair day today. He could have gone camping and taken that 4th of July weekend and just had a really good time. But, you know, you live and you learn. But anyway, let's see what else. I hung out with my mom on Wednesday. We're going to be moving our days to Thursday because she has a cleaning person going to be coming in on Wednesday. And our goal with this is that she has 2 cleaning people, and one will come on Wednesday, I come on Thursday, and this other person will come in at any other time, so that she's got more human contact and, you know, being able to talk to people and not being out there all by herself all the time. So, you know, that's life. We all roll with the punches, I guess. So, shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. So, as you know, I have changed up my Mirror Monday for July. I'm doing Christmas in July, and not Jolly July, because I found out Jolly July is ornaments for the first 25 days of July, and I'm not going to do that. So, Christmas in July, though, I decided to pull out my Christmas in London, not Christmas in July, Christmas in London by Mirabilia. I am stitching this on 32 count opalescent, and I actually worked on this for 2 days because I was loving stitching on that tree. So I cannot wait to get back to the tree. It's going to be so much fun to keep working on that tree. And I don't know why it's fun to work on that tree, but it just really was a lot of fun. So I got a lot accomplished in those 2 days, that tree, and I believe that little section there too. So I could put the tree in there. And there is some flubs in there, of course. You know, you're going to have miscounts. And I just worked around them. I didn't feel like pulling it out. So that's where that one is at. And then I pulled out the Tree of Hope. And the Tree of Hope I worked on 2 different days as well. But because I really love this pattern. And I don't know what it is about this particular pattern. It might be that it's, like I said before, it's all sorts of different colors. It's not her normal pinks and purples. But it's just beautiful how it's turning out. So I was able to put half of the leaves on the top there so I could see what the color combination would be, and I love it. I think it is so beautiful. So this is 32 Count Natural by Zweigart, and I'm really happy with that. Really happy. So yeah, this one's coming along great. I would love to finish this one this year. I'm not sure if I can, but if I keep working on it 1 or 2 days a week, I might be able to. Because it's not as big as her other mirrors, excuse me. But, I mean, there's still a lot there. There's still a lot of stitching there. I'm not even done with the tree yet. And then there's two ladies and flowers, but I think if not this year, then early next year I can get that done. And that'll be good. I think that will be very good to work on. And then my Whip Go project for the first 2 weeks of July was Blossom Goddess. I'm stitching this on 32 Count Touch of Yellow. And this is, of course, a Mirabilia. And I didn't get a whole lot accomplished on this one, this 2 weeks. But I did start working on, so I worked on her shoulder and I worked on part of her dress. So, let me see if I can, there we go. So I can kind of see where I'm at. I should have filled in her face, but I usually don't do the back stitch until last. But, I don't know. This one now can be put away for the year because she has already been stitched on for her Mirror Monthly and for her Whip Go, so she is done for the year. And then I decided to work on Linens and Threads Mystery Cell. So I'm working on the July motifs, which is that black there. And I didn't get a whole lot done on this. Like I said, the Mirabilias were really calling me. So I only finished up the vase. So I need to work on the bird. And then that July will be done. But I still have a couple of more weeks to get July done. So I have time. And this one I do want to keep up on because I'm very happy with keeping up on that one. Okay, I need another drink here. So my Christmas in July. I have 3 Christmas in July projects. So project number 2 is Santa of the Forest by Lavender and Lace. I am stitching this on 32 Count Natural by MCG Textiles. So I went ahead and moved the Q-snap over and decided to work on the other shoulder of Santa. So this is his other shoulder, and I'm liking how it's turning out. So I'm very happy. And I liked being able to see the bear. He's still looking at me when I'm stitching, so that's kind of cool too. But that makes me very happy. And so I worked on this a little bit this weekend. So the rest of the stitching is what I worked on this weekend, I believe. And this is what I worked on actually Sunday. These last 3 projects I worked on Sunday. So I worked on the Silver Creek Samplers When Time Is Done, which is my memorial piece for my dad. I am stitching this one on 32 Count Platinum by Zweigart. So I didn't get a whole lot accomplished. I did this outer rays of sun and the 2 different colors of grass, and I blocked that in so I knew when I pick this back up again I can, you know, do the fill in for this grass. And then I didn't block the other grass on this end, but I know it's just like right here, so I have all this grass to do and then do the tombstone. But I did the outline of the tombstone, so I knew where that was going to be as well. I do need to finish the birds a little bit, and then it'll be done. And oh, and the dress. There's still some stitching that needs to be done on the dress, but really there's not that much more to go, so I should be able to get this done by October. That would be awesome. That would be very awesome. So, and I pulled out the third project for Christmas in July, and that is the Littlest Man's Christmas stocking, which is the Jolly Trio stocking by Dimensions. And of course I'm doing the kit. I didn't change anything out. I kept the 14 count fabric and their floss. So on this one I didn't do a lot, but I did fill in the other gray, the last gray of the hat, and I started doing the half stitches shadow around his hat. So he's got two shadows around him. So this is the inner shadow. So yeah, I want to get this done, but I wasn't feeling it. And if I'm not feeling it, then I'll just do like 10 stitches and stop. 10 stitches and stop. So after I got that little bit done, I went, okay, that's enough. That's enough forcing myself to stitch on this. And the last thing I worked on is I got the Peppermint Purple 52-week Blackwork Silk all caught up. And I did some adjusting to this block because I didn't like the other look of that block. So the inside of that block is kind of what I decided to put in. And then I did this block, so that was the last block I needed to do. And this one is on 18 count oatmeal Aida with some variegated floss. And I'm really happy with it. I'm really enjoying the stitching on it. And yeah, it's so mindless. Once you get it down, you just keep going. But I like it a lot. So I'm very happy I'm keeping up on that. So that is all that I stitched on. Yeah, I stitched on a lot again, because I get bored and want to stitch on something else. And I also spun, which is another thing. I haven't knit for a couple of weeks, but I did spin. I finished the 2 ounces of Hobbledehoy Reading Rainbow Batlings. So that's the information on that. And as you see, there's a big chunk of the blue and then a chunk of the colored. So that's what that's going to look like. And what I'm going to ply it with is Twisted. No. Yeah, it's Twist. It's Twist Mixed BFL Leicester. And it's combed top, and it's in this like brown gray kind of color, and I think it'll look really nice as like a super cloudy sky is what I was going for, with some breaks of rainbow color. So I started spinning on that last night. So that's what I've gotten so far, and I'm hoping that this isn't a lot thicker, but it might be a little bit, so I need to start thinning this out. And my plan is to go ahead and spin all 4 ounces and then ply the, once I ply this with this 2 ounces, and I'll still have some of this other stuff left, and I'll Andean ply it together, which means I'll kind of put it on a board and ply it on itself. Instead of doing like a chain ply, it's a 2-ply that you can ply it on itself. So that's what I plan on doing with it. So that it, and then start a shawl where it'll be this color first at the top, and then it'll go into that blue and rainbow color towards the bottom. It's not going to be a really big shawl. It might be more like a neckerchief kind of thing, but I think it'll turn out really cool. But that is my plan for that. And I'll probably just garter, just so that the yarn will be the main you know, what I want it to show and not the pattern. So if I do it in garter, which is stockinette both ways, I think it'll turn out to be really nice that way. So plans for this week. First a drink. I am planning on, of course, doing my, hopefully I can get the gumption to do the 3 Christmas in July projects. I'm definitely going to be doing the Christmas in London project and the stocking project. I'm not sure if Santa of the Forest will come back out, but he probably will as well, because I'm really wanting to work on those. And my Whip Go project for this week is Seaside Kingdom, so I have that ready to go. I will try to work on Atlantis. Sean, I didn't work on Atlantis at all. And it is owl forest embroidery, not owl tree embroidery. I have no idea why I keep saying owl tree. It's owl forest embroidery. I stitched maybe 10 stitches on that, so that's why it's not out here. I just left it because, yeah, 10 stitches is not enough to show. So hopefully I will feel like working on that more. Sorry, bad hair day. Yeah, so that's really my plans. Mira's owl forest and Christmas in July. So hopefully I can get to that, and some more spinning, because I really am enjoying the spinning. And yeah, so I guess that's about all I have for you this week. I hope that if you're a new viewer, that you've enjoyed what you've seen and that you'll subscribe and come back. And if you're a returning viewer, I hope you come back week after week, and I really appreciate when you do. I appreciate your comments. I did get a question about how I picked out, my colors for, not this one, sorry. Where did it go? I got a question on how I picked out my colors for Linens and Threads Mystery Cell, and I did answer her question, but maybe I'll just throw it out there. The reason I picked 18 count is because that's what I had. I had a whole bunch of 18 count, and I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, so I decided to go ahead and throw it on the 18 count. I'm really happy I did. I really do like the project, and I like it on 18 count, and I like stitching on 18 count, so it's not like I didn't want to stitch it or want to do any stitching on 18 count. But, you know, I'm really happy with how the 18 count 8 is showing up. And the way I picked my colors is I went through my stash of variegated, because I wanted this in variegated. I had a whole bunch of this red color, so I figured, okay, that's probably a good jumping off point, that could be my main color. And then I went and looked at different colors. I knew I wanted a darker color and I wanted a lighter color. So that's what I went with, was the darker color and the lighter color. And then I saw that there was greenery and flowers. And I didn't want to just do the greenery and the flowers all in the variegated colors. I wanted the green to be, you know, the greenery to be green and the flowers to be a color. So I went and pulled from my Victoria Motto samplers shop colors, since they are a bigger, you know, there's bigger quantity of it. So I figured, why not do it that way? So that's, you know, my method of picking this. When I did the Long Dog sampler with Death by Cross Stitch, that's, you know, I decided that I wanted it to be blue. And then I went from there and to try and decide what other colors would look really nice. So picking colors for these, you have to first know how much you need. And if you don't want to have to buy any, look in your stash and find something that either you really like, or it matches your home, or I don't know, it's your aesthetic, and just go from it there. Because you know what? It's just thread, and if you turn out you don't like it, you can always tear it out. I have always had that thought. Just like hair. It's just hair, it grows back. It's just thread. Rip it out and start again if that's really what you want to do. But I really am happy with how this is turning out with all of its colors. And the variegation, I really loving the variegation a lot. So I hope that if anybody else had that kind of question, that that helped. Because, you know, it is our hobby, and it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be, you know, it's meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be soothing. And if it's not fun or soothing, you know, it's not worth worrying about, because it is only thread. It really is just only thread. And it can be torn out, and it can be restitched, and it can be reloved. And if you're really not liking it, you know, don't do it at all. Because there are those adopt my project groups on Facebook. And yeah, because there's a couple of them I've really thought about. I haven't done it yet, but there's a couple of them here I have that I'm really thinking I'd like to adopt those out, because I really don't want to do it. But I don't know. So now that I've blathered for probably more time than I should have, and I hope that that helps anyone for my tip of the day, I guess, or the tip of the week. So, okay, I hope that you guys who are still sticking with me this long, sorry. I hope that you have a great week, and I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.